Awesome.
Jesus. So what's this?
Hey guys, thanks so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate you showing up, taking your time out of your week to be here with us. I'm super excited, guys. I mean, like, woo, are you guys excited too? All right. Got an unbelievable presenter here tonight. Guys, he's been mentors to probably thousands of people. I know for us and probably hundreds of others, he's changed their lives. Like for us, he has for sure. So we're hoping that he touches you like he's touched our life. And you see what we saw. So have an open mind, think big, and so without further ado, all the way from Oklahoma City, the one and only Troy Brown.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jason. Who's here for the first time? Seeing this for the first time? Wow, that's about half the room, it looks like. Well, welcome. Glad you guys are here. I'll be real quick with your time. We'll be out here by midnight for sure. We'll be out here quick. So whoever invited you, they probably just said, hey, I got something you got to see. So let me just tell you, again, my name's Troy Brown. I'm from Oklahoma, and that's kind of how I got invited. Here's what happened about almost 13 years ago now. 13 years. 13 years ago, I got a call out of the blue from a friend of mine. And it was a friend, great friend, but we lost touch. Anybody got any of those kind of friends? Yeah. Great friend, we lost touch for several years, and all of a sudden I get this call out of the blue. And when he called me, he didn't say, hey, Troy, how's life been treating you? How's the family been? He said something like this. He said, Troy, I got something you got to see. And he was so excited. And I said something like this back. No. And it wasn't because I was trying to be a jerk, even though I kind of was. Here's the reason I said no. Anybody busy in here? Any busy people? 13 years ago, when he called me, I didn't know anybody busier than me. I was the busiest guy I knew. And I don't think that's a badge of honor, but it's the truth. And here's why I was so busy. What I did for a living 12, 13 years ago was I owned an anesthesia practice. Anybody in the medical field in here? So some of you guys in the medical field are going to understand why I was so busy. I owned the practice. I put people to sleep for a living. That's what I did, okay? Not going to do that here tonight. So no jokes about it. But I put people to sleep for a living. And to make that hospital run smooth, my practice to run smooth, I needed 3 people doing anesthesia at all times. That would make it really go smooth in that hospital. For the last couple of years of my practice, I only had 2 of us. So we were already overworked. We needed 3, we had 2. The month that my friend called and said, hey, I got something you got to see, that month I lost my partner in my practice. So you're looking at the entire anesthesia department of an entire hospital. And here's why I was so busy. I had 10 surgeons that I did anesthesia for. Any surgeons in here? Good, we can speak freely, okay? Because surgeons are demanding people. That's their nature. And each one of those 10 thought their time was the most important time. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to make it the most important time. So I was busy doing that. And on top of that, we had these things in our hospital called emergencies. If I'm the only guy, who they call them for everyone? You're looking at that guy too. And on top of all of that, we had this other department called labor and delivery. If you think surgeons are demanding, try pregnant women, right? They're the worst. They wanted my time at 3 o'clock in the morning all the time, right? So I'm running around taking care of all that. Here's what my life looks like. I'm working 80 to 100 hours a week. I'm on call 24/7. And by law, I can't get more than 20 minutes from that hospital. See, I own the practice, but in reality, that practice owned me. You get what I'm saying? Oh, I'll just tell you, I'm not saying this in a boasting way. I'll make a lot of. You know what the number 1 paid profession in America today is? Anesthesia. Go look it up. Go type it in your Google research. Okay? Number 1's it, and I'm making lots of money, but here's what I'll ask you guys. What good is money if you have no time? And that's where I was. And my friend called and said, I got something you got to see. And I said, nope, I'm too busy. And I basically hung up the phone. About 20 minutes later, he's calling again. And this time I answered. I'm like, oh, man, it's him. I answered. This time he wasn't as friendly as the first time. He said something like this to me the second time. He goes, listen, I just called you up, and I hadn't talked to you in years. And I just told you I'm coming through your town tomorrow, and you can't find 20 minutes for me? That's what he said. And I said, you know what, you're right. You come by, I'll give you the 20 minutes. I don't know where I'm going to get it, but I'll give it to you. So he comes by the next day, and we ended up meeting at this little coffee shop. And when he walked in, he was bouncing off the walls, man. He was so excited. I knew he was excited. I just didn't know what about. And he started talking about this idea, this concept. And by the way, when he walked in, he didn't have all this stuff because this was 12 years ago, 13 years ago. Guess how old this ideal is? 13 years old, right? So when he walked in, it was brand new. And so he didn't have a PowerPoint. He didn't have all this history. He just had a piece of paper and a pen, and he had an idea. And he started telling me about this idea, and he started speaking about it. And when he started speaking about it, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but when he said certain words or phrases, do you ever get this mind picture in your mind about what somebody's talking about while they're talking? And is sometimes that picture wrong? See, here's what happened to me. That day, my friend started talking about travel. He said travel, but you know what my mind picture was? Timeshare. I've done it before. I've done that before, and I didn't want to do it again. I'm not saying it's not. Maybe some people love it. It wasn't for me. And so he said travel. I heard timeshare, and when he did that, I quit listening. I just shut him off. I quit listening. You ever done that to your friend? I pretended I was listening. I'd shake my head when he'd say something. I'd point to him. You ever done that to your friends? Some of you doing it right now to me. So I get it. I wasn't listening, but I pretended. And he started telling me things about the travel industry and how this he called it a travel club and that they were doing special things, a new way of travel and all this stuff. And he said stuff like this. He told me, first of all, that travel is the largest industry in the world. Did you guys know that? Maybe you do that because you're kind of in travel country. People travel here all the time. I didn't know that. Largest industry in the world, $8 trillion is getting bigger. And he said stuff like this while he was talking to me. He said, this idea, this company, it's a new way, but they're going to do the travel industry, the largest industry in the world, they're going to do to it what Starbucks did to coffee. And I thought to myself, they're going to raise prices that high? Really? That's what think what Starbucks did. They took an old ideal named coffee, right? I mean, it's been around forever. But what they did was they twisted and turned it a little bit, tweaked it a little bit, and now it's a multi-billion-dollar company. Coffee. Well, and if you walk into a Starbucks, it's going to be packed, isn't it? There's going to be people that are the people that, and you and I, are we flocking in there because they did billions of dollars, so they're flocking in there. Are we flocking in there because their coffee's that much better? Really? And they took a 50-cent cup of coffee, made it $5.50, and we're still flocking. But it's not because their coffee's better, it's because they figured something out. What they did around coffee, something that the masses do, the masses do travel. So what the masses do, what they did was create a culture around that coffee. Does that make sense? An experience. If you don't believe that, walk into Starbucks and just watch for a while. It is a culture. It is an experience. People sit in there for hours, don't they? Call their friends. They even have their own language in there, don't they? I don't even know how to order anymore. But that's what he said. We're going to do to travel, the largest industry in the world, what they do to coffee. And he said the way we're going to market it is we're going to be like Sam's and Costco. You guys know Sam's and Costco, right? And I already knew you knew Sam's and Costco. You know how I knew that? Because most of you are members. You know how I knew that? Because there's over 120 million members right now. And let me ask you this. There's over 120 million members. Have you ever seen an advertisement for Sam's or Costco? Nope. So how did they become $120 million or people giant, member giant? Because people went, told their friends, hey, whatever you're trying to buy, if you're trying to buy cups or water or whatever, you're trying to buy cups, you can probably get these cups cheaper there than you can anywhere else, right? And if your friend goes there and gets this cup or this water cheaper, they're probably going to tell you, and you become a member, and so on and so on and so on. Does that make sense? 120 million members. Okay? And he said, we're going to market this like they marketed, and what we're going to do as a member, when you walk into our club, as a member, we're going to buy in bulk like Sam's at Costco, because the way they get this cup cheaper is they buy in bulk, don't they? And the reason they can buy in such mass quantity is they leverage us as members, don't they? 120 million members, so they know they can go buy whatever they can buy. And they drive it down more than everybody else. Bigger masses of product means bigger discounts, does it not? So he said what they're going to do in this travel club is get lots of members around the world, and then they can leverage us and go buy it down by buying. Do you know that we bought the whole resort at Disney World out not too long ago? Now, when we did that, you think we got a better price than somebody that's going by themselves? We drove the price down, passed it to our members, so our members will do what? Tell their friends it's cheaper over here. And it's a better experience over here. And so we have now become a billion-dollar giant. We did right at $1 billion 2 years ago. In the last 3 years, we've done $2 billion plus in the last 3 years. That's pretty good, right? We're a pretty new company. I mean, if you had a company you started up about 10 years ago and did $2 billion like that, would you be pretty happy? We're pretty happy.
Yeah.
We're on the E5000. We're top 15% of the E5000, and what we are is a travel club. So I'm going to explain that to you. So he's going through this whole thing, and he's telling me about it, and I'm listening, pretending I'm listening, but I'm not. And then he's asked me a question while we're sitting at that coffee shop. He goes, Troy, he shows me these things called Dream Trips. He said, if you're a member, we're going to drive the price down because we got these things called Dream Trips. We did over 6,000 last year. So we're going to drive them down with the masses, and then our people that are members, they can go for cheaper because we're buying it down. And he goes, let me show you some of these Dream Trips. And he started writing down a piece of paper, and he said, here's the trip, here's what you get, and here's your price. I go, wow. Here's the regular price, here's your price. I go, wow, that's awesome. I wasn't really listening. And he did about 5 or 6 of those, and then at the end of it, he said, Troy, you're going to go on a vacation this year, aren't you? And you know what I said? I didn't go last year. Didn't go year before that. Now, you guys didn't even know me 13 years ago, but I bet you can guess why. Was I not going on vacation because I hated vacations? No. Did I just not want to see the world God created for us? No. I wasn't going on vacation because I didn't have the. And somebody just like me don't have the time, but somebody like this and you don't have the. Somebody you don't have either one, that really sucks, right? But if time and money weren't a problem, do you think most people you know are going to see more of the world God created for them? It's an inherent yes. Yes, they do. Inherent yes. See, and so he's telling me, I go, no, I'm not going to go. He goes, well, if you did go on a trip, would you rather pay wholesale? And I said to him, that's a stupid question. Everybody'd rather pay wholesale, right? I said, here's the problem, though. And I just stopped there. I said, stop, let me tell you the problem. And I pointed to my friend's piece of paper, and here's what I said to my friend 13 years ago. I don't believe those prices. I know you're not lying to me, but let me ask you something. This is what I asked him. This is brand new, isn't it? 13 years ago. He goes, yeah. I said, have you ever been on one of these Dream Trips? He said, nope. I said, do you know anybody that's been on one? He said, nope. I said, that's the problem, man. They're going to tell you all this stuff, and then they're going to escalate it with hidden costs, hidden agendas. You get what I'm saying? And then you're not going to be able to get out of it. All that stuff. Why am I telling you this? Because I've done that. Right? I've done that in the timeshare. It's exactly what happened to me. And so I'm telling him about that, and he gets done, and I thought we were going to argue about it because he's so passionate. But here's what he said when I got done. He goes, that's fair. He goes, you're right, I don't. He goes, but I got this gut feeling, so here's what I want. I want you to get involved in travel club with me. That's what my friend said. And he said, let's you and your family, me and my family, let's go on one of these trips together. And if they don't work, we'll both quit. And I said, you can quit? Anybody ever done time sharing here besides me? You can't quit, can you? You're locked in. I said, you can quit. He goes, there's no contract. I said, okay, what's it cost to get involved in your little travel club thing? And my phone was sitting there. He picks up my phone and he goes, you can get in for less than the cost of this phone. Again, timeshare people, less than the cost of the phone. tens of thousands of dollars and you're not done yet? He said I could get in for less than, and I said, really, that's what it costs? He goes, yeah. And I pull out my credit card, out my wallet, and I hand it to my friend. I said, put me in right now. You know what my friend did? Something like this. he goes, really, you're in? I said, yeah, man, put me in. So he takes my credit card and he gets up and he goes, hold on a second. He gets up from the table. I'm like, what's he doing? And he walks over in the corner and he does this. I got a watch. But he didn't know what to do because it was so brand new. You get what I'm saying? And the guy told him, hey, get his application, put him in the club. He'll be a member just like you. So he comes back with that. Oh, I'll need you to fill this out. I'm like, yeah. So I got in the club. It took me about 2 minutes. And then he puts it in the computer and he writes something down on a piece of paper, tears off, and he hands me this piece of paper. And he goes, here's your website. Now, this was 13 years ago. I don't even know if I knew what a website was 13 years ago. Really, I'm being real. And he handed it to me, and I took it. I was like, that is so cool. I got a website. And I stuck it in my pocket. I said, but I got to go. My 20 minutes is up. I got to get back to the hospital. And I walked out. I said, hey, come back to the room. Let's do this again. This was awesome. And I walked out. I didn't think about this thing again that day. See, I'd love to tell you guys that I got in that day because I understood what he was talking about. But I wasn't listening, was I? I don't understand. I wasn't listening. I'd love to tell you I knew we were going to do $1 billion 2 years ago. I wasn't listening. I'd love to tell you that I knew we were going to be on the Inc. 5000. Wasn't listening. I'd love to tell you I knew we were going to win all these major travel awards. Wasn't listening. The reason I got in 13 years ago was to get my friend off my back. It was less than a constant phone, right? And I mean, if you play golf, guys, you know you spend that playing golf on a weekend, don't you? You golf. And don't laugh, women, because you spend that on shoes sometimes, you know? And neither one of us ask each other for permission, do we? It's just the amount of money we spend without even really making a second. I'm not poo-pooing that kind of money, but I'm like, okay, I'll get in. And that's why I got in. Wasn't because I loved it and believed in it, because I wasn't listening. But here's what changed. I went home that night. When I walked in my house at night to go get comfortable, as I'm walking by the kitchen, my wife Kathy's in the kitchen. As I'm walking by, she goes, hey, come here. I'm like, what? She goes, what did he want? And she knew he called out of the blue, right? And I started walking off, like, oh, he wanted me to give him all this travel club thing he's doing. I started walking off. She goes, hey, come here. I'm like, what? She goes, you did it, didn't you? I'm like, yeah, I did it. I did. I started walking off. She goes, wait, what? She goes, does this mean we're finally going to go on vacation? We haven't been in years. I go, I don't know. She goes, well, how do you know where you go on vacation this travel club thing you're in? I'm like, I don't even know where. I'm like, she's going to crucify me, but then I had this idea. I got a website. Here, check this out. Check that out. And so she goes, did you check it out? I said, no, you go. And I'm in changing. She goes in the office and checking out. She had a password and all this stuff. She could see all the trips. And you know what she did while she was in there while I was getting comfortable? She booked one of those trips. And it ticked me off, man. She didn't ask me. She booked it. And she goes, I go, what'd you do? She goes, well, you told me to go look, and we haven't been forever. I just saw, it was incredible, all these prices. And she goes, I saw this one resort that we've been to before, and we loved it. So their price was incredible, so I booked it. I said, what was the price? Do you know what the price was? 1/3 of what we paid before. 1/3. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of money to me. And I'll take that other money that we saved, put in my pocket. I might go on a second trip. Who knows? I might do that. But I got some extra money. And so then, but see, I don't know about you, but I'm that skeptic in the room. I'm that guy. I'm that guy that you don't want to talk to about this kind of stuff. Because I'm going to try to tear it down. I'm going to try to tear it down with my friend. And so I told my wife, okay, we're going to pay 1/3, but that's not a discount. What we're getting out of this, Kathy, is we're getting the cheap trip. She goes, what do you mean? I go, we're going to get there, and you know that condemned portion of the building that they always have? That's where we're staying. And you know that food that nobody wants? That's what we're eating. She goes, really? I go, yeah. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm telling her, yeah, that's what's going to happen. You just did that to us. But I said, I'm going to go, and I'm going to show you. So why I went, I'm just telling you, I went on my first dream trip to tear it to pieces, to show my wife she shouldn't have done that. And so we go, and when we get there, guess what happened? Exactly what my friend said would happen. See, my friend said if I'm a member, I'm going to pay less, 1/3, right? But see, in my mind, I was getting a cheap trip, but here's what I realized. I'm going to have a better time because this company is buying more bulk than anybody else. So do you think they might get some perks that other people aren't getting? So we get there, they had a host waiting on us. A host taking care of me, so I didn't have to stand in all the lines to get, they have my package ready. They have my keys ready. If you guys have been on a drink trip, you know I'm telling the truth, right? It's crazy. So everything's set, and then there was a host, and she's telling me, hey, is this your first trip? I'm like, yeah. Listen. She goes, well, there's some things, when you signed up, it told you everything you're going to get, but there were some things on there that we didn't put. See, here it comes. She said, we don't want to tell you because we want to surprise you, but it's all inclusive. Everything's all inclusive. But also, if you want to while you're here, go swim with the dolphins. We're taking care of that. That's part of you. I'm like, do those people over there get that too that aren't in the club? And she said, no. I go, sweet. That's awesome. I like that. Right? I like getting extra stuff. She said, do you play golf? I said, I love golf. She said, go play every day. We took care of that. So it was all inclusive. Food, drinks, transfer fees, taxes, everything included in the price I paid. Plus I got Lulu the dolphin. Okay? And played golf every day. And all week, man, I was excited about this. I mean, it was awesome. And then what else I found out is there were other people there that didn't know why they were there either. Like you, right? And they were getting all this extra stuff too, so they were excited. And so, but see, the lady, the host lady said, hey, there's these parties and stuff we're going to show. And she goes, here, wear this band so we know you're part of the membership. And I told my wife, I ain't wearing this band. She goes, why? I said, that's how they get you. That's how they give you the bad food. That's how they put you in the bad places. I ain't wearing it. So I went through my band in the room, and then I came out. Well, all week I started seeing there were certain people getting more advantages than me, and they were having more fun than me, and they were all kind of gathered. And I started walking over to see who they were. Guess what they all had? That stupid band, every one of them. So guess what I did? We got my band, put it back on, started wearing it because I wanted all that stuff too. Well, all week we did that. It was the greatest vacation I've ever had to that point, until about Friday of that week. And then Friday, I quit having fun. You know why? Oh, you had to go home too? Don't Mondays after vacation stuff. I don't care if you own the business. And don't you start thinking about Monday on Friday? And does that what messes up the whole rest of it? That's what happened to me. So then I go back to work on Monday. And when I get to work on Monday, I walk in the OR, and I'm not thinking about this travel club or any of that stuff. I walk in, I'm doing cases, got the first case of the day, and here's what happened. Working there, everything's settled down in the OR, and there's about 10, 12 people in there. And when it gets settled down in the OR, people start talking. So you're sleeping and we're talking. Right? So they start talking, and then all of a sudden something happened that changed my life forever, and it happens every time I've been on vacation, but this was different. Right in the middle of that case, the surgeon turned to me, and he said these words to me. Hey, Troy, how was your vacation? Anybody ever ask you that when you go on vacation? Every time. And usually you kind of say, oh, it's great, it's awesome, because you don't want to talk about it either because it's Monday and it sucks. But see, this time was different. He said, how was your vacation? And it's like everything just fine. When he said it, I thought about my friend calling me out of the blue, and I tried to blow him off, but he wouldn't let me. I gave him a courtesy sign. I think I'm done with it. I go home, my wife tricks me, I'm going on his vacation. It's all going through my mind. I get there, I'm going to tear it apart, but I have the greatest vacation I've ever had. I go swim, I get a host, swim with Lulu the dolphin. I go golfing every day. I meet people like you that are excited about it too. I had the greatest vacation ever. And when he said, Troy, how was your vacation? Right there, I became the national spokesperson for this thing. I didn't mean to be. I didn't plan on being it. It's just when you're excited about something, you tell people, right? And when he said, how was it? I just started blurting it out. And I started telling him all this stuff. I went through the whole thing. And then when I got done telling him how great it was, just showing him my pictures. Here's Lulu the dolphin. Here's the golf course. There's that host lady. Showing him all that stuff. Then I said these words to him. I said, "You're not gonna believe what I did." Now, when you get something good like that, you like to tell your friends about it. Well, those are my friends in that OR. You're not gonna believe what I did. And when I said that, every head in that room turned my way because they're nosy, just like your friends. They want to know what I paid. And when I said the price, several of them in that room said, how'd you get all that for that price? I was like, this travel club thing I'm in. I didn't even know the name of it. I didn't even know what the name was at that point. I go, this travel club thing I'm in, it's unbelievable. I'm telling them all this. And then I don't know about where you work, but where I work, there's always at least one know-it-all, isn't there? Back in the room that day, know-it-all nurse. And when I got done saying all that, No one on there says, wait a minute. She goes, you've got all that stuff that you showed us and talked about, and they didn't upcharge you for any of it? And I said, here's how I answered. I said, no, I could have left my wallet home because that was the price. I didn't pay for another thing that whole week. That was everything. She said, really? I said, yeah. She goes, oh, I get it. She kind of looked at me, right. He had to sit through one of those things all week. You had to sit through one of those things all week, didn't you? I didn't sit through anything that week because that host lady, when I got there, she said if there's any distractions, let her know because she wanted this to be a peak life experience. Best vacation ever. And that's what happened. She said, really? I said, really? And then the magic words started coming out of that aura that day. Hey, can I do that too? Can I get that kind of price on that kind of trip too? Can I do it? And I was like, yeah, come on, listen. I didn't know if they could or not. I was like, come on, yeah. I was so excited. Come on, yeah. And then several were like, okay, I want to do it. All right, I want to do it. And I'm like, really? They go, yeah. You know what I did? I walked in the corner. Hey, I got one. I didn't do either. 7 people got in that day in the alarm. 7 people. Now, Angela, this is the most important part of the whole talk right here. Think about this. Did 7 people get in because I was so knowledgeable about the product? I didn't even know the difference. Did 7 people get in because I was a great salesman? Let me just answer that one for you. In my younger years, I tried to do sales, and I sucked. I was horrible. So it wasn't that. Here's why 7 people got in. I kind of referenced it earlier. 7 people got in because travel is an inherent yes. It is in them. They want to go see the world God created for. If you don't believe that, who has kids in here? Do we have to convince kids of the world they want to come see Disney World right over here down the street? That's an easy sell, isn't it? It's inherent. It is in us. Weren't we all kids one time too? But what happens to us? We grow up and we get our first JOB. And I'm not against your job. Hey, nobody come in here and think I'm against your job. I know you got to have a job. But in that JOB, it really looks like a BOX, doesn't it? Because here's what they say. This is your box for the next 40 years. And you're going to be in here for 40 hours a week for 40 years. You're going to work here. And at the end of it, you've got to learn how to live on 40% of your pay. Is that the box for you? That's the box. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's what we're conditioned to do. So anything outside of that box, that realm, we think is strange, don't we? So see, I'm going back to me. I thought it was strange. My friend said I could go on these trips and I was going to save all this money. What's the catch? What's the catch? And then he said, Troy, there's actually a way you can make money. What's the catch? What's the catch? We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But that's all it was. And so I went on that first trip. I'm going to show you some other trips. You know what? I've been on 2 trips in 15 years before this. I already told you about one. I went on another one. Since then, in the last 13 years, I don't know the number, but I know it's a lot. It's upwards of a couple of hundred trips. Okay? So here's just a couple. Here's one in Alaska, the glaciers, going to see the glaciers in Alaska on cruise. That's one that this club sent me up. I probably wouldn't see that otherwise. I'd probably still be in the OR. Here I am at the Kentucky Derby. We do all major sporting events. If you're a golf fan, we do Augusta. We do the U.S. We got people at the U.S. Open right now. A treat. Final Four, Super Bowl, all that stuff. That's us at the Kentucky Derby right there. Going in, taking a helicopter down into the Grand Canyon. Anybody done that in here? If you haven't, you need to. It's unbelievable, right? It's a cool trip. Here I am in Santorini, Greece. I just put a post up today about Santorini. It's my favorite place in the world. Anybody been to Santorini? Is it awesome? Awesome, man. Unbelievable. You got to go to Santorini. Here I am in Bora Bora. These are all trips because of this. I've done 2 in 15 years before this. They were nothing like this. Okay? Bora Bora, my wife there. There's my family. We're in the Rocky Mountains skiing on a dream trip. Here, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro on a dream trip. Tallest freestanding mountain in the world, I climbed it. It took 6 days to go up, day and a half to come down. Dealing with 14 guys from 6 different countries around the world that are my friends because of this. It's a culture. It's a culture. So this is all made possible by this. This is the company. It's called World Ventures, based out of Dallas, Texas. They did $1 billion 2 years ago. We did $2 billion the last 3 years. We're on the E5000, the direct sell top 100. We're doing it. We're in 30-some countries around the world. We're doing it. It's a big deal. But you know what? Nobody knows our name yet. In the market space, wouldn't you like to be in a company that's in the largest industry in the world, doing over $1 billion and nobody knows their name yet? Wouldn't that be a cool place to be in? So that's what we're at. And so it's their base product, their flagship product is called Dream Trips. We talked about it. It's 4- and 5-star vacations at 2- and 3-star prices. And there's some people that go for 0. We're going to talk about how that works here in a little bit. I've done most of my trips at 0. Okay, so we'll talk about how that works a little bit. But over 6,000 trips last year, the company handles all the planning for you. And if you're a member, your household's a member, your spouse. So if you have lots of kids, you're going to have more savings. Okay, so that's cool. How are we getting the prices? I already told you, like Sam's and Costco, leverage, driving it down. With all these members we have worldwide, it helps us drive it down even lower. The more members we have, the more buying power we have. Does that make sense? That's just business 101, isn't it? And so that's what we do. So here's some dream trips that we got right now. Just to kind of show you how this. Here's one right here in Miami Beach, Florida. Going on a sunset cruise, staying at the Eden Rock Hotel, going on a yacht cruise, all that stuff. But it's for 4 days and 3 nights on this one. Best price you can find online would be $865. Our member price is $649. But when you join, the day you join, you start earning points. You get points in your account. We call it a cloud, Dream Trips Cloud. And that cloud saves your points. You're going to have points in there, so you can take those points and subtract it off of $649. Okay? So it drives us. So our average price for our members, instead of $865, it's $553 on that. Okay? I'm going to show you some others. Here's New Orleans. Average price, all this stuff. JW Marriott, Riverboat Cruise, all this stuff. $489 is the best price you can find online. Ours is $369, but you can take $290 off, so $224 instead of $489. Okay? Santa Barbara wine tasting tour. Look what you get. You go to 3 wineries, vineyards. You go do a cupcake and wine infused cupcake taste. I don't know what that is, but wine and cupcakes, I'm in. I'm in on that. Look at you. But look at this. $705 is the best price. Our member price is $529. Take those points off, so you're going for $364 instead of $705. There's Santorini that I talked about earlier. This is at this is 8 days, 7 nights at the 5-star El Greco Hotel. Private yacht cruise. By the way, I did the yacht cruise, dinner cruise. You know what they did? They took us out to the Aegean Sea. You know that Santorini is an old volcano, right? They think it's the city of Atlantis, by the way. Okay, so go read that. So, but this is a volcano. It fell into the Aegean Sea when it exploded in 1600 BC. Now it's built. The city's built on the side of the cliffs. But what they did on the yacht cruise, they took us right out to the middle of it. And the captain stopped the boat. We were doing a dinner cruise, and he looked at some of us and said, "Hey, you want to go swim in a volcano?" I'm like, "What's that mean?" He goes, "Jump in." So we jumped in, and water was cold. That water was cold. But he goes, "Swim over that direction." And he kept getting us to swim. And as we were swimming, it got warmer and warmer to the point it was hot. We couldn't go anymore because we were over the thermals of the volcano. We're swimming in a volcano. How cool is that? Check. But that's cool stuff, man. That's cool stuff. The dream trips that we've done for 13 years, we did over 6,000, but they're curated, meaning our people set them up so there's certain times. But we don't do blackout dates and all that kind of stuff. We just have, every month we have X amount of trips, and you can go on as many as you want, whatever you want to do, and they're out months ahead of time. But now we have a new thing called Dream Trips Escape that it's not at certain times. It's certain places that you can go anytime for the price we have. So now we got a new deal called Escape. So here's just a couple of those. Here's Dominican Republic, 5 days and 4 nights, all-inclusive Mediterranean stuff. Best price $364. Our price is $199. But you can take 54, $149 for 5 days. $149 for 5 days. Now, I don't think you can stay in Florida at your house for 5 days for that price. Right? Go on a trip, eat their food. It's all inclusive. Eat their food, right? Here's another one. Look, this is a championship golf course, 3 championship golf courses. This resort is 7,000 acres, so they give you your own complimentary golf course. So you can drive around, go play golf 5 days, 4 nights. It's regular price, best regular price you can find. These are the best prices. $1,466. Ours is $450. We'll let you take 75 off that. So $375 instead of $1,466. Is that a good deal? Yeah. See, people ask me all the time, Troy, why are people doing this? It's so fast. If travel's an inherent yes, and the masses travel, we already know that. $8 trillion and get bigger. If we have a better experience at a better price, isn't that a good deal? And if there are no catches, and see, here's where, again, I'm that guy. I thought there was some kind of catch. But do you realize that here we are 13 years later, we wouldn't be here if there was a catch? Because the only way we get other people to join is it's got to be real. Because they'll quit, right? And so if you're the kind of person, we got We got trips, but if you're the kind of person that wants to give back in life, we set up a foundation because I'm going to show you how a lot of people have made a lot of money with this. And there has been some massive money made. And so a lot of those people wanted to give back in the world. So we set up a foundation. We built over 100 schools in Guatemala today, right now. Anybody been to Guatemala on one of those dream trips you have? Is that cool or what? Great trip. Go give back. Feel good. See, I went to go, I'm going to go help Guatemala and those kids in Guatemala. They helped me, right? It was unbelievable. They gave back to me. Right now in the States, we do we call them dream courts. We build basketball courts in inner cities to get kids off the street, right? We're building those. We're doing some cool stuff. There's a lot of stuff. So we got that. We also make money when people eat. Do you know anybody eats? Anybody eat? Yeah, well, every once in a while. So now when you're eating and other people are eating, we're in business because we're a lifestyle company. And now we're doing business with restaurants and all kinds of business. But we started with restaurants, and now when you go eat, part of your bill, you're going to get back in points, and 1 point equals $1. So like in this example, you spend $100, you get $40 back in points. Now you use that to go. Some of you are going to eat your way on a trip. You get what I'm saying? Some of you will be really good at this. So, but not only can you spend those dollars on trips, you can also shop. So now we can shop, we can get wine, so you need luggage or whatever. You need golf clubs, whatever you need. You can go shop with those points now too. So we got that. Our membership, we got the gold membership and platinum. So the gold, let me just kind of explain. All the stuff I showed you, you get the trips, you get all that stuff. It's a one-time fee of $200. You never pay that again. That's it, one time. Then a monthly of $55. But realize all this money, 100% of it goes into your cloud immediately. You got that money sitting up there that you can use now. Does that make sense? So if you get 100% of your money back, how much it really costs you to get it? See, the skeptic in me is like, okay, what's the catch there? No, you get 100% of your money back. You get to use it again to go on a trip. Now, so we got this. By the way, we'll give you double points right now. It's a limited time, but it's usually $1 1 point, but now we're giving you double points for a limited time when you come in. Then we have the platinum. People want to know what's the difference in gold and platinum. Platinum has more perks. You can make the same money if you want to do the business. You can go on the same trips. You get the trips a little earlier. There might be some trips that you can't do over here, but there's few. But you get more perks over here. Does that make sense? Okay. That one's $300 one time, $100 a month. All goes in the cloud. And then watch this. Is there anybody in here that you're in this business and you don't pay that monthly fee? Raise your hand. So these people don't pay their monthly fee. Let me show you how they do it. What they did was they went and told some friends they got more points when they got them, and when they got 4 of them, they waived their monthly fee. So now they don't pay. So raise your hand again if you got your 4 and you're not paying. Does anybody have platinum and not paying? So I know Walter is. I'm gonna say, well, okay. So Walter's platinum. He's got his 4 people, so he doesn't pay anymore. You want to hear something really cool? The company still puts, because he's supposed to put $100 in every month, right? But he doesn't pay it, but the company puts the points in there for him every month. So at the end of the year, he's got $1,200 sitting there. That's $1,200. What's the catch? We want to trick you. I want to go on your vacation. That's the catch. And that is the catch. Here's what we found out a long time ago. If we can get Walter on a trip fast, he doesn't leave. Because it's that good. If we don't get him on a trip, the chances of him getting out if he never goes on a trip is more and more, isn't it? So we want to get him on a trip, so we give him the money back to go on a trip, so we trick Walter on that deal. So now Walter's, how long have you been in Walter now?
How many trips?
How many years you been in? Almost 5 years. So see, we tricked him really good. 5 years, he's not leaving. 46 trips. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, right? 46 trips. So that's the travel piece. I just want to kind of, that's the foundation of the company. That's who we are. There's people who do the travel that have no interest in making money elsewhere. But if you're a person that wants to make money, I'm going to transition to the money part, okay? Now I want you to know, you don't have to do the money part. Please get in and do the travel part with us. Go see the world God created, okay? Do that. I just showed you a great way to do that. But now I want to talk to you about a business, having your own business set up in $1 billion company that nobody knows their name yet. Okay? And so to me, it's the right place, right time type deal. And to set your business up will cost you a whopping $100 in $1 billion business. $20 a month to maintain it. Now I'm going to say something, and I'm not here to boast or brag or try to, I don't want to impress you, but I want to impress upon you. I'm going to say this. Take it the right way. My business that I started 13 years ago that I paid $100 for, and $20 a month has been my overhead. This month, that business will generate millions of dollars of revenue. This month and next month and last month. It's done it for 12 years. Millions of dollars a month. Okay? I get paid off of that. There's a paper, and I'll kind of show you. If it costs you $100 to set up a business and it generates millions of dollars, is that a pretty good business model, do you think? See, because I have a business degree. Anybody else got a business degree in here besides me? In business, they taught me a few things. But what they never taught me was this concept of leverage. They taught me how to go get a job. They taught me, and I'm thankful for that. But did anybody that had a business degree ever have a class called Leverage 101? Anybody have that class? No, but Warren Buffett knows all about it, doesn't he? Leveraging. And so now we can leverage. And so I've leveraged over the last 12 years to create that $1 million of revenue every month. And it costs me $20 a month to generate that. I'll take it. 2,500 is a little less. Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't want to tell them because I want to get more money out of them. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So the point being, we could go through every detail. We'd be there for days. We went through every detail, but yeah, if you're under 25, there's actually even a little better price for you. So if you got customers, just to show you kind of how this works. If you got 6 customers that came into the deal with you, and 5 were platinum and 1 would go. Or 5 were gold and 1 were platinum, you're gonna make about $500 back. So you've already made back what you cost you to get in, and now it's free for you on a monthly basis, right? So if that goes up, we built this thing kind of like this guy built his business. Everybody familiar with this guy, Mark Zuckerberg? So Mark, he started a business called Facebook, and in the beginning he had one button on there that said share. So when you got on, you would share that idea with somebody, and they would get on, and then they would get people. Now, anybody on Facebook besides me in here? Anybody on Facebook? How much has Mark sent you for that business? Has he paid you for it? Didn't pay me either. But doesn't it make sense that you really kind of helped build Facebook? But we didn't get paid. So in this idea, we're going to build it the same way. Because you're going to go on a trip, you're going to tell your friends, we're going to pay you for what happens after that. If you're in the business side. Okay? So at 60 customers, we're going to start making residual income too. Everybody know what residual income is? Your bills are residual, right? No, your bills are residual. They come in no matter what. I mean, you got electric bill this week, food bill, that's residual. Even if you don't want them coming, wouldn't it be cool in life to have $1 more residual income that came in every month, no matter what, for stuff you did over here? $1 more residual income with residual bills. Would that be cool? Would that change your life? Even if you still have a job, if you had residual income coming in every month, that's what I want. See, because in anesthesia, I already told you it's a high-paying job, but my job was just like your job. It was trading time for dollars. If I didn't get my time, I got no dollars. Does that make sense? I wanted something that was residual in nature, and this is what did it for me. And so 12 years ago, I started telling some people about this idea. My friends, they got involved, started telling people, and I started making residual income. So if this number gets bigger, more people in, do you think that number gets bigger? So as it gets bigger, so if you get that number, so you got 60 people going on vacations talking about it, and they start telling people, and you start overriding it, now you get to 180, you're making about 2,000 a month. Now, 2,000 a month doesn't retire most people in here, but would it be cool to have that coming in every month? And if 180 you're talking, couldn't that grow faster? And couldn't the 2,000 get, let me tell you what happened to me. I told some people, 7 people OR. They told some people, went on vacation, told some people. Now that group that I override is over 500,000 people that have come in. I don't know most of those 500,000 people. I love them all. You know what I'm saying? I love them all. But I got people in countries I've never even been to because I knew somebody that knew somebody, knew somebody, knew somebody, knew somebody in China. I got business in China. With a company that set everything up for me, and I didn't have to do it. What did I do? I gave them $20 and I went on vacation. It's a good deal. There's no guarantees in this. It's not a get-rich-quick deal. I did some work. 12 years ago, I did some work. 11 years ago, I did some work. 10 years, I've done some work. But you understand, it still pays you 12 years later, 11 years later, 10 years later. It's good stuff, okay? Here's our income disclosure statement. Here's the average income at every level we have. I won't go through the levels, but here's our highest level. The average income is $586,000 a year. The most made actually is more than that, but we'll call it $1.5 million. It's actually more than that. So you can see it, and there's some people that have multiple of those. So they get that times 2, times 3, times 4. That's a good deal too, right? Yeah. So here's the deal on the business side. What is the business? The business is really what I described. Get in, go on a vacation to show somebody. Hey, here's my trip. Okay? And if they become in, you start overriding, and everything they do from that point, you override. So Troy, what's the catch? I'm going to give you the one catch about tonight. This is the one catch. Whoever invited you, somebody invited you here tonight. Whoever invited you, I want you to know a little secret. You're not the only person they're talking to. They either talked to somebody yesterday, they talked to somebody tonight, talked to somebody tomorrow. You're not the only person. So what does that mean? Well, for me, it means a lot because, see, when I got invited, remember that guy that I told you invited me? When he was driving, remember he was going to come, when he was driving to come see me, on the way to see me, 27 minutes before he got to me, he made one more phone call. And he called this other guy that I didn't know. I never met him before in my life. He called him and he said, hey, I'm doing this deal. And you need to, he didn't tell him anything. And the guy said, let me get this straight. You're going to talk to somebody else, aren't you? And he said, yeah. He said, put me in. He didn't even know what it was. He got in 27 minutes before I did. Now I come in. So this is that story. This guy tells that guy. Then he tells somebody else that this was me. I was Bob. Now, because he got in 27 minutes before me, how many people on my team? How many people he override on my team? All. Does this guy like me, you think? Yeah. What if he'd have done this year? Because I see this happen all the time. What if he had said on the way over, hey, no, it sounds good, but I'm going to think about it. I'll call my wife. How much you say it was? A couple $100, a few $100. I'm going to call my wife. We're going to research it. He's not a researcher. You're not a researcher. We'll Google it, right? What are we going to find on Google? Half the people like it, half the people don't. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about anything. Government, church, stores, businesses. Doesn't matter. Half the people like it, half the people don't. Same thing here. So if he'd have done that, he'd have went over in the think tank. I'm going to think about it. Well, I got in, right? So if I get in and he's thinking about it, and then tomorrow he says, okay, I'm going to do it. Well, he comes back in. Now he's there and I'm there. How many did he override of the $500,000? None. You think that would make a difference in his income? Yes. That guy's name is Byron Strong, right? Wow. Byron Strong's made millions and millions and millions of dollars. Okay? I've made, and I'm not saying that, I've made millions and millions and millions of dollars. I'm not sad that Byron got in before. It's done okay for me. Troy, I don't know if I can do what you're doing. I'm not a salesman. Neither am I. I already told you that. I'm really passionate about this idea, and I've done this for 13 years, so I can get up and talk about it. But in the beginning, I couldn't do this. Well, how am I going to do it, Troy? Well, we do. Just look at the person that invited you here tonight. If they're sitting here, just kind of look at them. Now, just ask yourself this question. Can you do what that person's doing right now? They're not doing anything. Can you do that? They got you here, and they leveraged me. We can leverage each other all the time. Every night we leverage by doing these things called webinars. So let's say you have a friend in California who wants to see this information. We can put them on that webinar tonight. They'll be one of the top income earners in the whole company working for you. We come down here, we do this. See, here's how I got here. I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew this guy named Rob. Rob and Kim, I think they're on, hey, Rob and Kim, they're right there, huh? So Rob and Kim were here. They knew some people here. I came down, I did them. Rob and Kim did all the work. I came in, I played the big shot. Why am I the big shot? I'm from out of town. That's it. So I can come in and help you build your business and just give you some credibility on what's going on. So here's the Zoom, the webinars. We have technology that we're releasing right now. We're not even using this yet, but I want you to know this. This is a computer. It's a smart card. It's going to track everything we're doing. Don't get in because of this, but know that this is going to take us even to another level. That's all I want you to know. Anybody got a smart card in here beta testing for us? We're just beta testing it right now, okay? So that's the deal. I try to put this in a way where it just makes sense, but here's what made most sense to me. When my friend showed this to me, he said one thing that just hit home to me. He said, Troy, get in. If it doesn't work, get out. Go on a trip with me. Remember I said, go on a trip, let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, let's get it. That's the thing that got me in. Get in. If it doesn't work, get out. What are you out if it get in, get out? You get to use the money again, don't you? Go on a trip. But if you go on a trip with us, you ain't getting out. Just tell me. You ain't getting out. And what if you told somebody who told somebody who told somebody, Troy, I don't know anybody like you, but you know somebody, know somebody, know somebody, know somebody. Get that? You never know where they're going to come from. And travel's an inherent yes, and we're doing $1 billion with this kid. Come play with us. Go on a trip. Do those things. So before I do it, somebody who's been on a dream trip in here before I finish? Tell me about one dream trip real quick. Stand up, tell them who you are, where you're from.
Everybody, my name is Ed, prior Air Force, sales comedian in real estate. I've been on 50 trips in the past 5 years. The most memorable one was the 12-day cruise. It took me, everyone say, and my ex-girlfriend on a 12-day cruise. We paid for an inside cabin. It was about $350 for 2 of us for 12 days, but we got a balcony room. And at every port, it was like 7 ports. We had an excursion at each port. So thank you all.
Let's go. Who's done another one in here? I know this is in the group.
Hey everyone, Bobby Jo, single mom, flight attendant, and hi. So my boyfriend and I went and took a dream trip to Nashville, and it was fantastic. So you know they have the Gaylord Palms here. Well, we stayed at Gaylord Palms in Nashville, which is like 4 times the size. And we paid $228 for the whole entire trip. That was 3 nights, breakfast included every day. It's a city tour. We went to the Ruth Chris Steakhouse for lunch. We went to the Weird Old Opry, and then we had a welcome party whenever we checked in with 6 free drinks. And they upgraded our room to a room overlooking the solarium, so it was magnificent. That's not $228 a person, that was $228 for the whole trip.
That's cool. Hey, Bobby Jo, just so you're a flight attendant.
I am.
So why? Because I get this sometimes. I already have this deal, or I have a timeshare. Why would somebody already in a travel business travel already? Why is this different than that? Why this? Just real in your words. I know I didn't ask you.
No, I mean as a flight attendant, we get 3-person flights, but that doesn't include the hotels and the excursions and everything else. So it's like a no-brainer that if you're already getting the free flights to do the trips as well. But I even did these trips before I was a flight attendant, and I used Sky Miles, Delta Sky Miles cards, different ways. There's different ways to be able to get on these flights for free, you know. So
Cool.
yeah.
I just want to, because I get that sometimes, you know. It's just so. Who's done one? Give me one more. Yep.
I went to, hi, my name is Walter Del Rio. I went last year in October. Me and my wife went to Crete, Athens, and Santorini. It was like 3 trips that we put together because you can do that too. So we stayed over there for like 17 days. It was awesome. Let me tell you, Crete is a fantastic place. We went to 2 outrageous beaches, which is called Barros Island and Villas Island. Fantastic. The most beautiful thing I have ever done in my life was that. And then all things included, it was an incredible hotel called Cabo Espada. You can look up in the internet, it's fantastic. And it was only, I think we paid like $800 for both of us in Cabo. Then Athens for 3 nights, 4 days. Incredible. We stayed in a beautiful hotel there and took the trips around all the fantastic things to see in Athens. And then in Santorini, we stayed for 6 days, 5 nights over there too. We took 2 tours and 2 tours in each of the cities. And we just paid with their tickets in Rodia, which is another thing that Jordan says, is we have our own web engine, search engine. It's fantastic. Everything, $3,200 for the both of us.
That's good. Hey, Walter, real quick. So you've traveled a lot. You've been on about 50 trips. You said since you've been in. Financially, what has this done for you?
Oh man, it was like well, in trips, we saved almost $17,000 in those 46 trips, and in financials, over $100,000 a year.
So you're making over $100,000 a year, saving that kind of money, and basically
I work like 30 hours a week, maybe.
Yeah. And so what he just did is what he does. He tells people about those trips. They get involved. That's what made that income. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So Dave, would you guys share a little bit what this has done for you, maybe whatever?
David and Victoria Canary, from Orlando, and I'm a financial advisor for Victoria, the dental eye dentist. We have 2 children. And when we first saw this, they were preteens, and preteens was reading that range, and we were busy just like everybody else, but part time we started sharing with people just like what we was talking about.
Hey guys, hold fast. We're just having some technical difficulties.
Hang on, everyone. Having little technical difficulties, but we'll hope to get the signal back on soon. It's a possibility that we might have run out of juice on one of the phones, but sometimes this happens at the hotel location where the tech cuts out, but then we do get it back.
All right, I'll just stand by for a little bit. We're trying to see if we can't get a hold of them again and see if we can't get the video back up. We'll give them a few more minutes and then we'll take it from there. Well, guys, it looks like we may have lost the feed, unfortunately. It looks like Troy was kind of at the end of wrapping up. So that brings us to this part. If you guys enjoyed what you listened to, if you're interested in hopping in, if this is something that sounds exciting to you, if you like fun, get in touch with whoever got you into this webinar and come have fun with us. If I hear anything else or find out anything else about this, I will go ahead and make another post in the group. But as I said before, I'm fairly certain we're good for the day. I will also get a replay of this video up into the group. So if you need access to that, feel free to reach out to me or any of the other admins, and we'll take it from there. And with that, everybody, have a great night. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.